Good morning, Ekoji.
Good morning.
Welcome to our Sunday morning service. My name is Ed Sands, and I will be your service chairperson today. We are grateful for your presence. Today's service is being live streamed on Zoom and YouTube. If you're new to Ekoji, you'll find in the back of each seat pocket this laminated guide, which will help you through the service and answer many questions you may have regarding the service order, as well as the history and the essentials of Shin Buddhism. Our main priority is keeping our Sangha a safe place to hear the Dharma. Although we are very happy to see each other, please be mindful of others' comfort levels. Please keep in mind the following policy. Please keep your mask on at all times. Thank you for understanding. On the Naijin today, we are very honored to have our supervising minister from Chicago's Midwest Buddhist Temple, Reverend Ron Miyamura. Joining him is Minister's Assistant Eric Ishii, Certified Assistant Bob Shimokachi, Certified Assistant Rob Fike, and Lay Leader Molly Kuramoto. Now it is time for meditation and recitation of the Nembutsu.
Meditation provides a pause that prepares our mind to receive the Dharma, the Buddhist teachings. Please place your hands on your lap, lower your head slightly, and release tension. Sit quietly.
Please find the laminated sheet in each service book, which is in the back of each seat pocket. And we will now sing the Vandana Tisarana, the three refuges. Please rise. Please be seated. Please turn to page 33 in the service book, and we will now chant the Sambutsige.
Usa
This morning, the Dharma message will be given by Reverend Miyamura.
Good morning. It is a pleasure to speak here at the Ekoji Buddhist Temple. I've just become your supervising minister since the transfer of Reverend Hayashi. I'm sorry you're stuck with me. I'm not a very good minister. I'm certainly not a good speaker. And I'm probably boring. But at least I won't be long. I'm certainly not as pretty and handsome. Look at this face. It's made for radio, not for video, not for television. And we're doing this on video. Also, to explain to some people who are regulars, I moved the podium. I'm used to sitting while giving a Dharma message, talking. And this comes from a tradition that the Buddha always sat when he shared the Dharma. In Japan, the speaker is usually just one step up, sitting on the floor. I mean, there is a horizontal feeling. Actually, at Midwest, we just started this when Reverend Kujo from Hawaii followed me in 1981. When I resigned in 81, he had a sit. And it seems very comfortable and much less like standing up and preaching at you. Because as a Buddhist, we're not preaching. We're sharing the Dharma. So at least for this Sunday, please allow me to sit. And these kinds of things are, very changeable. So it could change back to over there and standing. It's fine. But first, this morning I have to thank Eric, Ken, Bob, Rob, Molly, the minister's assistants, and others who are taking on the local services and activities here at the Midwest, at the Ekoji Buddhist Temple. And I don't know if it's been announced to everyone. A former minister, Reverend Kurt Rye, will become the part-time virtual minister. Part-time meaning he's still going to live in California. Virtual, he's going to speak, I believe, twice a month, and lead little study sessions and math training sessions and the other ministerial duties. If you need to talk to him, we will be available. Phone call, Zoom, whatever. To consult with any member that needs help. This is an experimental assignment. It's never been done before in the Buddhist Church of America, and I'm very confident Reverend Rai and Ekoji will make this work. We live in a different time, of course, with COVID. But we have started doing things virtually. I look over there and I see myself and it scares me on the screen. I'm seeing myself here too, but that's small and I know I could ignore it. But this morning, I would like to talk about what makes Shin Buddhism so special, perhaps a little bit different. Shin Buddhism, or we call in Japanese, Jodo Shinshu, was started by a monk, a gentleman, Shinran Shonin, who lived about 850 years ago in Japan. And we have to ask, why is it still relevant today? So many years later, and in a foreign country, and the times have changed so much. It's because Shinran was able to see the Dharma, to see the teachings in a different way. He saw through the words and what the words meant. And this is really constantly our challenge when we study. We read words, but we don't always know what they mean. And more importantly, what does it mean to me? But Shinran saw the same teachings that others had seen, but saw them differently, interpreted them differently. So Shinran was able to show us a way that was actually radically different. It was our founder Shinran who changed the culture and the social norms of the day. Shinran saw a path for enlightenment for everyone without exception. This certainly upset the normal traditional Buddhist practices in the day, which was elitist and monastic. One had to be educated to be able to read the sutras. So it was only done by celibate monks and nuns. And even among them, even fewer monks and nuns found enlightenment. But in Shinran's life, he became an orphan at age 9. He became a Tendai monk, and he tried various forms of Tendai Buddhism for 20 years. He practiced and lived on Mount Hiei, the headquarters of Tendai Buddhism. But he was a failure because he did not find enlightenment even after 20 years of difficult practice. And then he encountered his teacher, Honen Shoni, the founder of Jodo Shu, or the sect of the Pure Land. Together with other disciples, Shinran realized that one did not have to be a monk or a nun to find enlightenment. The Pure Land path was available to everyone, regardless of gender, education, age, wealth, or whatever. Shinran went further in becoming the first openly married monk and had a family while spreading the Buddha Dharma among farmers, peasants, fishermen, as well as the educated. It was a non-elitist religion for everyone, just ordinary people. But he became a married monk because he and his teacher saw that it didn't matter if one was married or not. One didn't have to be a monk. So he married with the encouragement of his master, Honen. But along the way, the descendants of Shinran started the Honganji, our sect headquarters in Japan. Actually, it was his youngest daughter and her son who built the first temple and started the spiritual leader of the Monshu to be a direct descendant of Shinran. And they started the congregational style of temples, where the members gathered to hear the teachings. So this changed the architecture of the buildings. Before Shin Buddhism, the temples would be 100% only for monks. Or then for a while there was 80% for the monks, 20% for the lay people. But most temples were 100% for the monks. The lay people could only be on the veranda, or the porch on the outside. But Shin Buddhism changed that. We are 20%, 10 or 20% for the ministers, 80% for the people to listen to the Dharma. When you think about it, it's a huge, cultural, psychological change. In short, this caused Buddhism to come off the mountaintops, off the monasteries, into the towns and villages, and started to affect the daily lives of ordinary people. It may not sound very radical or revolutionary today, but it really shifted how Buddhism became available to laypersons who were just ordinary people. It broke the restrictions of having to be educated, wealthy, or nobility to even become aware of Buddhism, of the Buddhist teachings. So this broke the exclusiveness of Buddhism. And this is who we are as Shin Buddhists, available to everyone. And to put this into how I understand Shin Buddhism, I've come to use the phrase, come as you are and stay a while. And I don't remember when I first heard this phrase, but I think it was at the Buddhist Study Center in Hawaii on my way home from Japan in 1973. But this phrase kept rolling around in my head for many years. And when I came back to the active ministry in 2010, I started using this phrase as something like a motto or a theme. Come as you are. And this phrase comes from the parable of two rivers and the white path. It's normally what we call the Ohigan story. And in the story, real quickly, there's a man being chased across the desert by bandits and wild beasts until he comes across a very unusual river. On one side of the river is a river of fire. The other side is a river of water. And there's a narrow white path that crosses over the river. And the man is frozen in fear. He doesn't know what to do. Behind him is the dangers of the wild animals and the bandits. The banks of the river seem endless. On one side, it's an endless river of fire. The other side is endless river of water. And then he hears a voice. Excuse me. He hears a voice calling him. And the voice says, trust me, trust yourself, and cross the river on that narrow white path. And it's a 6-inch narrow white path over the river, and the river of water is splashing on the sides. The river of fire is lapping up over the white path. It seems so dangerous. But he starts slowly to cross, and as he starts to go, he hears another voice encouraging him to continue and to be firm in his determination to escape the dangers. And soon he crosses over to the other shore of Amida's Pure Land. In this story, I'm sure Ohigan will get the longer version. But in this story, it has filled with symbolism and meaning. But briefly, the bandits and the wild animals are the desires that are endless within us. The river of fire is a symbol of anger and greed. The symbol of water is a symbol of ignorance and ego, the ego self. The first voice is the voice of Shin, showing us that it is safe to cross over the river on that narrow white path. And the second voice is the voice of Amida, encouraging us to continue on, and to keep going. And the real meaning of this story for me is, in this story, it's one of the first and traditional Buddhist stories in which the man does not become a monk or the woman become a nun at the end of the story. At the end of the story, he is still an ordinary human being. He continues to be just an ordinary person. And that thus, become as you are. There are no requirements. There are no restrictions. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, It doesn't matter if you're a monk or a lay person. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter what clothes you have on. We just ask that you come and stay a while. And join us. Join this Sangha, the brotherhood of the three treasures. The Sangha, which I refer to as fellow travelers. We're all fellow travelers on this journey called life, wandering around in this world. And we have to be able to laugh at ourselves. When we can laugh at ourselves, we kind of let go of the ego, and we admit to our own limitations. We need the sense of humor to cope with everything that is going on around us. So come as you are and keep your sense of humor. Namami Devas. With gratitude and kindness beyond words. Namanda.
Thank you, Sensei. It is now time for the ritual of Ashoko, the burning of incense. This is a time to quietly contemplate and reflect on the impermanence of life. Ashoko involves drawing incense from a shared bowl, and we understand that individual comfort levels may differ in this regard. We offer this option to those who are comfortable doing so, but note that the ritual is not required. We invite you to come forward to the front table, offer gasho, and should you wish, place any dana, which is our offering of gratitude to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha in the bowl on the table. Dana is selfless giving and is used to support Ekoji's facilities, temple materials, our service books, and important programs and activities. To gasho is to place our palms together through the circle of beads and an enju, and is an expression of gratitude. By doing this, we welcome into ourselves the three treasures, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. If you find yourself without an enju, there is one at each table for your use. If you are new and would like to participate but feel unsure about the steps involved, a Sangha member will be available in the back wearing an okesa and will help you walk you through the steps involved. Please approach mindfully, and once finished, please return to your seats via the side aisles where we have placed hand sanitizer on both the left and the right. Thank you.
Reverend Miyamura will lead us in closing meditation and recitation of the Nembutsu. Just a few announcements. You'll excuse me, I look from here. Where are they? Excuse me, one moment. There they are. Okay. First announcement is that there is some food and snacks available outside the temple. Please feel free to partake on your way out. Our in-person meditation group meets on Thursday evenings here in the Hondo at 7:30 p.m. No prior experience is required and all are welcome. Come as you are. Newcomers can arrive a few minutes early for additional instructions. Our gratitude to Frank and Roger for hosting this event. Ekoji will be staffing an outreach booth at the local Birth Center Festival on Saturday, September the 10th and Sunday, September the 11th. We need a lot of volunteers because this is a 2-day event. Sign-up sheets are available outside on a table. And if you could volunteer even for a few hours one of those 2 days, that will greatly help. During this festival, we get a chance to interact with the local public and answer the questions about Ekoji and Shin Buddhism. It's really fun, actually, and we get about 10,000 people visiting this event, so it's very significant. It's also a wonderful festival to bring your family to for fun, games, and rides. And it's also a great place to do some holiday shopping, as the craft vendors there are very numerous, so it's a lot of fun. Sign-up sheets can be found out there, or you can email ekoji.info@gmail.com. Ekoji will be hosting a hybrid education seminar in conjunction with Brian Nagata of BDK, entitled Introduction to Shinshu and Ekoji. This will be on Saturday, September the 17th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Guests are invited to join us in person at the temple or remotely via Zoom. Additional information and where you can RSVP is available on the website. Also, on Sunday, September the 18th, Reverend Michael Endo, Secretary to the Bishop, will be joining us in person and providing the Dharma message for our fall week on service. Have a wonderful day. Stay cool if you can.